Welcome to the GNBS in 30, a program where we tell you all about the Guyana National Bureau of Standards and what we do to improve products and services across industries in Guyana. This is our second program. The last program we spoke about the National Quality Awards, which we launched this week, and other opportunities offered by the GNBS. In this program, you will hear all about the training opportunities offered by the GNBS. With me, I have the Public Relations Officer, Mr. Lloyd David, and a Technical Officer in the Business Support Services Department of the GNBS, Ms. Charissa Wilson. Welcome.
Thank you.
I will start with Lloyd. Lloyd, the GNBS is a national standards body. Can you tell me if the organization offers training in this regard and how does it do so?
Yes, the Ghana National Bureau of Standards, as you rightly said, is a national standards body. And because we are involved in standardization, training is necessary. There are instances where we need to educate our stakeholders, the various stakeholders, on the requirements of national standards. There are some countries in the world that actually have institutions that teach the younger entrepreneurs and so forth about standardization. But in Guyana, there is need for that training. Entrepreneurs, the various business places, and personally to understand the requirements of international standards. They are required to implement these requirements, and in order to implement the requirements, they must have knowledge of how it works, the procedures, and so forth. And that is why the GNBS is necessary in terms of providing training. So the GNBS does provide training to various stakeholders in all the various sectors, as long as there's a standard or an international standard that relates to what that organization or that industry is doing.
And this goes for both businesses and individuals who like to get trained?
Yes. Individuals can be trained. They can join our various training programs, which Charissa will tell you more about. And also, we can arrange training for industry, for various stakeholders, for companies and businesses, specialized training in a specific area. So a company could say, you know what, I want to learn about ISO 9001. And we can arrange, whether it's a 3-day or 4-day training session, and it's professionally done to enlighten them about the requirements of the various standards. So, and I must also mention it's for the public and also the private sector.
Charissa, maybe you can enlighten me here a bit on what are these training programs that the GNBS offer, and is there like a time when they start and when you run them off?
We have 12 programs that we're due to run this year, 6 being done in collaboration with Delphi Consultants and 6 being done by the Bureau of itself. And so let me give you a list of the programs that we will be running, and they'll all be starting in March. So the first program we have is Understanding the Requirements of the ISO 9001 Standard, Introduction to Metrology, Internal Auditing for ISO Management Systems. We also have HACCP prerequisites. And for the Delphi courses, we have Risk-Based Thinking, Root Cause Analysis, Data Analysis, Process Mapping. Just let me get it. Internal Quality Auditor, and documenting and implementing ISO for the 9001 system. So these courses, most of them run for 2 days. All the internal auditing courses will run for 3 days. The HACCP course will run for 3 days. The Introduction to Metrology and as well the Prerequisites program will just run for 1 day.
If persons want to get involved, how do they get involved?
Right, they can call us and we can, if they do not have the registration form, we can send it to them via an email, or alternatively they can go on the website or any of the social platforms that we have and download the registration form where they fill it and they can bring it to us in person or they can email it back to us. They can email it to bss@gnbsgy.org.
Is there a cost attached to these training programs?
Yes. The cost depends on the program. So let's say for the ISO 9001, the cost will be $16,924. The Introduction to Metrology will be $16,483. The internal auditing course is $17,442. And this is per person.
Okay.
The food safety prerequisites, that cost will be $16,483. Hazard analysis critical control point, or HACCP, will be $16,924. The Delphi courses will obviously be a little more expensive because we're collaborating with a consultant. And so the risk-based thinking and data analysis will be $35,000. Root cause analysis, $42,000. The process mapping is $35,000. Internal quality auditor. And the documenting and implementing the 9001 system is $42,000.
I know you mentioned that this is per person, but if an organization is getting all of its staff, or let's say a percentage of its staff trained, do you offer like a rounded figure for that as well?
Yes, we do offer a round figure for that, but it's based on the course again, and we will take the individual cost and multiply it by how many persons. So if you choose to have 15 persons, it's the cost of the course per person multiplied by the amount of persons.
Okay, and because of COVID-19, these courses are all done
All
virtually.
That's correct.
Can you say what are some of the things that will be needed if you're going to enter into any one of these courses?
Well, first of all, they'll need to have access to a computer so that they can have the information sent to them. They have to have an email, and we usually tell persons to have the emails to do their tests. With all the courses, we do an evaluation. So individually, they need to do the test. Some persons use their smartphone, it's up to them, but they must be able to have it done individually, so it's more than likely they need to have an email.
Okay, so you're saying at the end of these exams, at the end of these training sessions, you have to do a test. You have to know what is it that you learned.
Yes, basically we evaluate to see if persons would have learned, get an understanding of how much we would have imparted so that we can better improve what we're doing.
And if there are certain areas that you find that an entire organization needs to improve, you also communicate that to them going forward?
Yes, we will.
All right. And if you were to tell me why should companies get involved, or why should persons get involved in these training programs offered by the GNBS?
Okay, the GNBS has been in training in terms of management system for over 15 years. So we are well versed, not to mention that we're the national standards body, so we understand the requirements in the standard. And I think that we're the fittest person to train persons on management system standard. Not to mention also, the GNBS is ISO 9001 certified, and training comes under that certification, which means that we would have been assessed based on the entire operation or policies and procedures regarding training to ensure that we're meeting certain requirements. We ensure that we take feedback from customer and use it to improve our training program. We also have competitive pricing, and not to mention, we ensure that at the end of the training, we give you value for your money.
Okay, and I know you would have mentioned the list of training courses offered, but if you were to tell me, as a company, how will this benefit me? What will improve if I sign up for this and obviously invest in it?
Great. So first of all, when companies call, we ask them what exactly they're doing, so we know which training program is suitable for them. We also ask them what training they would have had. So let's say you already had the ISO 9001 training, you were first in it, you already have the system. We'll be able to tell you, well, you need to go on and do the risk-based thinking coursing, because you need to now understand how to identify risk related to the ISO 9001 standard so that you can better improve your system. But overall, we ask companies what it is they want, and then we determine which program is suitable for them.
Okay, now we'll take a short break as we look at some of these courses mentioned by Charissa that is offered at the GNBS. continue with Charissa, can you tell us a little bit about these courses offered? For example, risk-based thinking and the ISO 9001 management system. What does it entail?
Great. So let me begin with the ISO 9001 system. Everyone today is running to have ISO 9001 being implemented within their organization. Now, this is a standard that can be used in any kind of organization, any type, regardless of the size, regardless of what you're doing, and it's basically quality based. And we look in terms of the quality of product or the service that you're offering the customer to ensure that you, first of all, know what it is the customer wants. You also need to know what are the regulatory and statutory requirements required in order for you to provide the product or the service to the customer. And then you offer this service to them. Now, the standard helps you to streamline your operations so that you do not have wastage, redundancy. And you also gather feedback from your customer to know if what you're providing to them, whether it's the product or the service, is actually meeting their requirements. Then we have the risk-based thinking, because what the standard is saying, in all your operation throughout, you have risk. And so it's not just a case whereby the process alone can have risk. You can have risk in terms of the product, the process. You can have risk in terms of your planning. And so it looks at all the various areas. What are the risks? Come up with these risks, how to mitigate these risks. Then we have the root cause analysis. Within your quality management system, you will have things going wrong because we're not perfect. Every system will have something going wrong. And basically the root cause analysis is for you to identify the root cause of the issues. Because if we cannot identify the root cause of the issues, is that it's going to be repeating itself. And in some organizations, what we found is that when non-conformities or things go wrong, it can cause a failure, complete failure of the organization. They may have to close down. So this course now helps you to understand how to identify the root causes and put systems in place to fix it. Then we have data analysis. Now, within any system, again, you have to gather data. You're gathering information. A lot of persons don't know what to do with this information. So they just have it there and say, well, we have this information, but... So data analysis helps you to understand what type of data you want, then you gather it, and when you gather it, what to do with it. You analyze this data. Based on the information coming out of the data, you know what to do to improve your system. So it's not just to have the data and say it's there, but it's to do something with the data to improve your system. Then we have the process mapping. This is basically to let you understand the flow of your process. It helps you to streamline your operations so you have a nice, smooth flow, as I said before, to remove wastage, remove redundancy, and there are different methodologies involved to help you understand how to map out your process. Followed by that, we have the internal quality auditor and internal quality auditing for any management system. Those are similar, but one is dealing with the auditor. The other one is teaching you as an auditor how to do the auditing on your system. So basically, these two courses is how you audit your system. You have to know how your system is performing in order to determine if you're not achieving or you're not effectively implementing your policies, your procedures, and what you are going to do with this information again. So all the internal quality audit is for you to train your auditors how to audit the system, identify where there are improvements, identify where you're doing things well, and provide this information to management so that they now can make decisions.
Based on the, before you go forward, based on the video that we just looked at, there are specific dates that these trainings run off. But if an organization wants to do training at a specific time, can they call and make that appointment to get that done?
Yes, they can call and determine, well, they would like to have training done at a specific date, and we will indicate to them if we are available. Once we are available, we will further communicate to them who will be doing the training, the cost for the training.
Okay, and this will be done at their convenience.
Yes. But
Okay,
again, they need to have a computer.
and all the
All the
systems in
yes.
place to do the training
Right.
virtually.
We will send them the link via Teams, and all they have to do is ensure they accept the link in order to enter the training room.
Everything is virtual with COVID-19. We'll take another look at the other set of training that we offer at the GNBS. We'll now switch our attention to Mr. David. We launched the National Quality Awards, which will be held in October. Can you just give a reminder, how can persons get involved and what are the businesses that are eligible to participate?
Thank you, baby. The Ghana National Bureau of Standards has finally launched its third National Quality Award. This was done last week, and certainly we are excited this year, just like in 2017 and 2019. Now in 2021, we are so excited to be able to engage the companies, to showcase the companies, especially those that are implementing standards and adhering to quality. They are demonstrating quality. You know, lots of time, persons, you know, we do something, but we want to be recognized for what we do. We don't get the chance to do that. The GNBS has been implementing standards across the various sectors. Some companies have taken upon themselves to implement the requirements of national standards, but they have not been receiving the recognition in the past, in the distant past, that they needed to say, you know what, I'm a company that is demonstrating quality, I am implementing quality. Well, the GNBS through its National Quality Award program is doing just that, and letting people know that a particular company is adhering to quality, is meeting requirements of national standards. So in 2021, we will be rolling out our National Quality Award, and it's in various categories. You asked the question, what kind of companies can participate? We have the large companies, which either manufacturing or service. And then we have the small business company, which are smaller. Those are the companies that employ 25 staff and under. We have the service and manufacturing for that. And we, like the last quality award, included the agro-processors. We believe that a special award or recognition should be given to those who are into agro-processing. And that is why that particular category exists. So the GNBS will be having this National Quality Award. We are looking for participation. Well, we have had good participation in the past, and we are looking forward to this, the growth of the National Quality Award. Interestingly, this year we have even added a media category. We'll be recognizing that media house that is, promoting standards and quality and all of that. So we want businesses, local businesses, to be recognized for their efforts in implementing standards and demonstrating quality. And so we want businesses to be a part. To be a part, it's simple. You must be able to complete the application form that is already out. You can check our website, you can check our social media platform, and you will have access to our application form. You can download the form, complete it, and submit it to marketing@gnbsgui.org. So that's the email you send it to. Or you can bring it into our office at Sophia, and that will kickstart the process. We will evaluate your application to make sure that you are meeting all the requirements in the application and you're eligible for participation. There are some specific requirements which the application form has. So when you get the application form, it's such things like your registration, your business registration, tax. You must be tax compliant, NIS compliant, and some other things. When you go through that form, as long as we evaluate that form and you meet the requirement, then you're eligible to participate in a specific category. So we are looking forward for businesses to be a part of NQA 2021. It's going to be very exciting, I know.
I noticed you mentioned that the last NQA was held in 2019. Now with the COVID-19 pandemic, do people get points for putting safety systems in place relating to that?
Yes, actually there is an award for safety. Safety, there is another award for environment, those who are doing very well in caring their environment, physically really demonstrating they have care for the environment. So if a company is adhering to all the safety rules, demonstrating safety, if they're adhering to environmental aspects, the various environmental aspects, they can show us that they are. They have a great opportunity of copying one of our awards this year. So there'll be awards for those specific categories also. And we are excited to, give these companies the opportunity to win these awards.
What are some benefits that you can tell me about entering the award?
Well, there are lots of benefits for being a part of the GNBS National Quality Award. One, I must say it's free of cost to a company. I should have said that.
That would have been my next question if I have to pay.
It's actually free of cost. So as long as you meet the criteria, the initial criteria, and you're in, it's free of cost. We at the GNBS believe that we should recognize all the companies that are implementing standards. It's free of cost. You will get a free assessment. Yes. So as part of the criteria, we don't just look at you and just say, you know what, that person look like they should get an award. We do a detailed assessment of each company where an auditor visits your company and we ask a couple of questions. We complete an assessment form and then we take that back and we evaluate. So you get a free assessment. Coming out from the assessment, we will provide you with a report on how you are doing in terms of your systems, meeting your various requirements and all of that. So even though you might not win, I want everybody to win, but everybody cannot win. But even though you might not win, you will be able to receive a report that will highlight how you are doing as a company and be sure to get on board in 2023 even stronger and better. There are other things in terms of improvement of processes and so. So when you understand where you are through our quality award, you can actually improve your processes, improve what you're doing. I can remember watching the auditors at work in the past, they might have highlighted a couple of things to a company and in the 2017. So when the company came back in 2019, they came back stronger. They fixed their system. So they came back strong and even won the award. So it gives you the opportunity to win something special.
And
right?
you get that bragging rights, and that plaque that you're given could encourage customers to say,
yes, we are
quality is here.
Quality is at our company. And of course, the GNBS will be promoting the winners of the National Quality Award. We'll be promoting the entire award, but we will emphasize the winners in terms of the award they won and how a nice infomercial on each one of the winners so that we can let the public know that you are a company of quality and you're maintaining the systems.
From the launch, there is a period for applications to be submitted. When is that cutoff time, and just a reminder of when is the actual award ceremony?
All right, so applications are open. You can submit your application. Let's go for just about a month. So by the end of March, per se, we will begin to do our evaluation assessment of the companies, and then we will begin to prepare our audit schedule. We will inform the company that on this particular day we'll be visiting you to do the assessment. When that is completed, we will evaluate the information and all of that to come up with the winner. And of course, in October 13, we plan to have the award ceremony done. So we anticipate a very exciting event.
And again, it's free of cost.
It is free of cost. And a lot of us like to do free, but it's not the emphasis on free. It's an opportunity to be able to showcase your company, what you are doing, and put your company out there as doing a good job. And that's what the GNBS is for.
Thank you, Lloyd. Charissa, any closing remarks on when your programs start and encourage persons to join?
Yes. So the first program starts on the 1st of March, and that will be the understanding the requirements of the ISO 9001 management system. Now, why we encourage persons to utilize the services of the GNBS, especially our training services. As I said before, we have been in training for over 15 years in terms of management system. We are the national standards body. Our courses are competitively priced, and we ensure that we give you value for service.
All right, thank you very much. And that's the GNBS in 30. Thank you for joining us. As we close, I'd like to share our contact details with you. We're located at the Sophia Exhibition Complex, and our contact numbers are 219-0064-66, or you can contact us on WhatsApp at 692-4627. And be sure to like our Facebook and Instagram pages, where we constantly update on the programs and opportunities offered by the GNBS. Thank you.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards National Quality Awards is here again. If your business is into manufacturing, services, or agro-processing, then it is eligible to participate. Seize the opportunity, get in the spotlight. Size does not matter. Just choose your category and apply. To learn more, contact the Guyana National Bureau of Standards on 219-0064. You can also visit the website at www.gnbsgy.org.